It started as nothing more than whispers, quiet, passing comments tucked under fan pages at 2 a.m., half-deleted tweets, blurred paparazzi angles that looked too close for coincidence, and captions that felt a little too cryptic to ignore. But then, Italy happened. And just like that, what everyone brushed off as a wild internet fantasy, a spark between Drake and Kim Kardashian, started looking a whole lot more like undeniable reality. Caught in 4K. Surrounded by luxury. Drenched in tension so thick, you could almost feel it through the pixels. Because these weren't just vacation photos. These were moves being made. Calculated, deliberate, and loud without a single word spoken. Every shot, the champagne on the deck, the sunset glance, the body language that said more than a caption ever could, felt like a headline waiting to explode. And when Drake and Kim stepped off that private yacht together, all smiles, no rush, cameras flashing from every angle of the Amalfi Coast, the internet didn't just react. It erupted. Timelines flooded, fan theories multiplied by the minute, and even insiders started whispering, this isn't random. So what's really happening here? Is this just two icons crossing paths, or something brewing behind the scenes that's way bigger than anyone expected? Let's break it down, because this story doesn't just run deep. It runs dangerously close to the truth. Drake and Kim Kardashian, two names that shouldn't belong in the same sentence, yet somehow always find their way back to each other. Different worlds. Different legacies. But in Hollywood's strange orbit, their paths never stop crossing. For years, there's been this low hum, that quiet, electric undercurrent between them. The kind of chemistry you can't quite prove, but you feel it. Every glance, every lyric, every rumor that refuses to die. The internet's been obsessed with it, dissecting every coincidence like it's a clue. Back in 2018, when Drake dropped In My Feelings, everything changed. That one line, Kiki, do you love me? Sent the entire internet into detective mode. Fans were convinced Kiki meant Kim. Kanye jumped online, furious. Kim called it ridiculous. But the more they denied it, the louder the whispers got. Because the receipts? They were everywhere. Same events. Same circles. Same A-list parties that only the elite get invited to. And those infamous unfollows and refollows on Instagram that always seem to follow a Kanye rant or a Drake lyric. Yeah, the internet was paying attention. Then came 2021. Kim's marriage to Kanye imploded in real time, the tabloids feasted on it. Meanwhile, Drake dropped Certified Lover Boy. Smooth, unapologetic, full of lines about hidden love, betrayal, and blurred boundaries. Coincidence? Maybe. But fans who've been watching this storyline for years didn't think so. To them, it wasn't just music. It was messages. And now here we are, 2025. Kim's in full reinvention mode, new look, new energy, new narrative. Drake's quieter than ever, keeping his circle small, his moves calculated. Until suddenly, those Italy photos dropped. The yacht. The champagne. The body language that said everything words couldn't. And just when people thought they'd seen it all, what came next changed everything. It started with one blurry paparazzi shot, grainy, half-focused, but enough to ignite chaos. Drake, stepping out of a black SUV on the golden coast of Positano. The photo hit the internet like a spark to dry gasoline. Within hours, another one dropped, Kim, same car, same background, same exact stretch of sunlit pavement. Coincidence? Please. The internet wasn't buying that for a second. Within 24 hours, the blurry guesses turned into high-definition proof. Clear shots of yacht decks dripping in money, designer fits that screamed statement, and a champagne lunch so cinematic it looked like it belonged in a Drake video. The details were wild, mirrored sunglasses, coordinated color palettes, matching gold bracelets that seemed to flash in sync under the Italian sun. And that's when the fan detectives clocked in. TikTok turned into an investigation lab. Frame-by-frame breakdowns. Screenshot comparisons. Drone footage analysis. They weren't just looking, they were building a case. The angles matched. The lighting matched. Even the reflections in the glassware told a story. If this is just business, why are they looking at each other like that? One fan commented, zooming in on a shot that looked way too intimate for a PR stunt. Another wrote, that's not a brand collab, that's chemistry. You can feel it. And they weren't wrong. Because every new leak came with more tension, more questions, more fuel. Drake's smirk in one photo. Kim's hair catching the wind in another. The space between them, small enough to make the internet collectively gasp. But the thing about celebrity storms is, they never stop at photos. And this? This was just the beginning of something that was about to shake every corner of pop culture. A few days after the photos exploded across every corner of the internet, Drake broke his silence, not with words, not with a statement, but with a single, calculated move. One Instagram story. One emoji. The Italian flag. No caption. No context. Just enough to make the entire world stop scrolling. Within minutes, the post was everywhere. Millions of screenshots. Thousands of reposts. Fans went into decoding overdrive. Is he confirming it? Is he trolling? Is this his way of saying yeah, that was me? Every theory sounded crazier than the last, but they all had one thing in common, nobody believed it was random. Then, just hours later, Kim dropped her own post. A mirror selfie. Soft lighting. Cream-colored dress that looked like quiet confidence wrapped in silk. Caption? Manifesting peace in unexpected places. And that's when the internet lost it all over again. The timing? Too perfect. The tone? Too knowing. The look in her eyes? Calm, almost unbothered. It didn't feel like coincidence. It felt like choreography. Within hours, the blogs went nuclear. Headlines everywhere screamed, "Are Kim and Drake soft-launching their relationship? Is this subtle payback for Kanye's old diss tracks? Manifesting peace, or manifesting Drake?" Podcasts, Reddit threads, YouTube breakdowns, everyone had an angle. Some claimed it was pure PR genius. Others said it was emotional warfare, two icons playing chess while the internet watched every move. And behind the curtains? The whispers got darker. A stylist, one of those Hollywood insiders who knows too much and talks too freely, allegedly told a friend, "They're not hiding. They're just waiting for the perfect moment to go public." But that moment never came. Because before anyone could control the narrative, Kanye entered the chat. And when Kanye responds, it's never subtle. It's a storm. Late one night, around 2:47 a.m., when the internet's quiet but the chaos never really sleeps, Kanye broke his silence. Out of nowhere, a grainy front camera video appeared on X, formerly Twitter. No captions. No hashtags. Just Ye, in that dim studio light, looking straight into the camera and saying, "Some people crave attention. Others just crave validation. I know the difference." That was it. 20 seconds. But that 20 seconds? It detonated like a bomb. Within minutes, the video was everywhere. Screenshotted. Clipped. Reposted. Analyzed to death. Fans dissected every pause, every blink, every tiny smirk like it was a lyric from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Was he talking about Kim? About Drake? About both of them? Or was this just another Ye moment of cryptic self-expression that somehow lands in the middle of pop culture's messiest timeline? Twitter turned into a war zone. Memes, edits, voiceovers, people were eating it up. Someone mashed up clips of Kim on the yacht and Drake laughing in the studio, syncing them perfectly to Kanye's line. Another post paired it with dramatic music, calling it Kanye's villain monologue. Then came the viral tweet, one that crossed 1 million views in less than an hour, Kanye watching Kim and Drake in Italy like it's the season 2 finale of his own life. And that was it. The internet turned the whole thing into entertainment, laughing, speculating, treating it like another celebrity subplot. But behind closed doors? It wasn't funny anymore. Sources close to Kim said she was furious. Not loud, not public, just quietly embarrassed. One insider told Dumois she feels mocked. This was supposed to be private. Just a vacation. But the internet doesn't do private. And soon, that claim started to crack. Because new evidence, the kind that couldn't be brushed off or explained away, was already surfacing. And it painted a picture that looked nothing like just a vacation. 3 days later, just when the noise was starting to fade, it happened. A single, shaky, 10-second clip dropped online. Shot from a distance. Grainy, but clear enough to see what mattered. The same yacht. The same sunlit Amalfi backdrop. And right there, Drake and Kim. No phones. No bodyguards. No media smiles. Just them. Laughing. Talking close. The kind of relaxed energy that doesn't belong to PR deals or photo ops. It looked real. Someone zoomed in, slowed it down, enhanced every frame. The internet went full CSI mode, lip readers, angle analyzers, body language experts. Every detail became evidence. The hand gesture. The glance. The timing of their laughter. It wasn't just a clip anymore, it was proof. And then, boom. Explosion. The clip spread like wildfire, millions of views in hours. Twitter. TikTok. YouTube. Everywhere. Reaction videos flooded the feed, they're together. It's official. No one laughs like that unless there's something real. Even news anchors couldn't ignore it, it had crossed from gossip to global entertainment. Entertainment blogs ran wild with speculation. Some claimed it was all business, a quiet tease for a Schemes XOVO capsule collab. Others whispered about Kim making an appearance in Drake's upcoming visual project, maybe even starring in it. Every outlet wanted the scoop. Every fan wanted confirmation. But just as the headlines started spiraling out of control, Kim's team went dark. No statements. No clarifications. Not even a denial. Just silence, thick, deliberate silence. And if there's one thing the internet knows, it's this: when silence follows scandal, people start writing their own script. And that's exactly what happened next. Behind closed doors, the energy shifted fast. What started as a viral spectacle was suddenly making brands nervous. Real nervous. Industry insiders whispered that certain companies tied to Kim's billion-dollar empire were quietly holding meetings, monitoring fan response, assessing optics, re-evaluating campaign alignment. Translation? They were scared the internet's obsession might turn volatile. Because when Kim trends, it's either record-breaking or reputation-breaking. On the other side, Drake's camp wasn't panicking, they were planning. His management was said to be in full strategy mode, watching the chaos unfold with calculated patience. Rumor had it they were tweaking release dates, scrubbing old footage, and crafting the perfect rollout to match whatever narrative took hold next. And while the corporate world scrambled, the celebrity circle did what it does best, comment without commenting. One R&B singer tweeted, "Italy does things to people." Another added, "Drake always said he wanted an empire, looks like he's building one." That tweet alone racked up 500,000 likes and fueled an entirely new theory. Maybe this wasn't scandal, maybe it was power. The vibe in Hollywood was tense, like everyone was holding their breath, waiting to see who would blink first. Paparazzi were camping out in Malibu. TikTok detectives were comparing timestamps from private jets. Even talk show hosts were slipping in subtle jabs between segments. Every day brought something new, another angle, another sighting, another breadcrumb that blurred the line between rumor and reality. The story wasn't slowing down. It was accelerating, snowballing into something neither side could fully control. And just when everyone thought they'd seen it all, something dropped that flipped the narrative completely. Something that changed everything. Late that night in Milan, the city was calm, but the internet was about to catch fire. A fan posted a blurry photo, Drake's matte black Maybach, parked outside a private recording studio tucked between cobblestone streets. Nothing confirmed. No entourage. Just that unmistakable license plate, gleaming under the streetlight. Hours later, Kim uploaded a story, soft lighting, sleek glam, the caption, "Work never stops." Different angle, same city, same night. Fans instantly connected the dots. Then, like a spark in dry grass, a leak. 10 seconds of an unreleased Drake track hit X. His voice, low, restrained, dripping with that familiar ache, "She was never mine, just borrowed by time." That one line detonated timelines. Reaction channels went into overdrive. Stan accounts posted lyric breakdowns. Even neutral fans started choosing sides. Is he talking about Kim? Is this shade at Ye? Or both? The questions spiraled. Theories multiplied. Clips of Kim's story synced perfectly with the leaked beat. Fans called it the Milan sync. Drake's team stayed silent. Kim's circle went dark. But the energy online was electric, like everyone knew something was happening, even if no one could prove it. It wasn't rumor anymore. It was storytelling in real time, a headline turning into a verse, and a verse turning into a cultural moment. The internet split clean in half, and it wasn't just chatter anymore. It was a digital war zone. Team Dream, the ones who swore Kim and Drake were the ultimate power duo, had crowned them the new royal couple of cool. "Let them live," one fan wrote, "they look happy. This is billionaire energy, not a rebound." Clips flooded TikTok, montages of Kim's slow-motion smiles, Drake's knowing glances, romantic filters, and captions like, "soft launch of the century." It wasn't just fandom anymore. It was manifestation. But then came Team Kanye. Loud, loyal, and absolutely livid. Tweets hit like grenades, "Out of all the people in the world, Kim? Drake's obsessed with Ye. This is creepy." Memes, diss-edits, even conspiracy threads claiming Drake had planned this for years, that every lyric, every shade thrown, had led to this moment. Reddit turned into a battleground. One thread had 500,000 comments arguing over flight paths, timestamps, and who followed who first. People were pulling up archived interviews, decoding lyrics, and stitching together timelines like digital detectives. Meanwhile, over on TikTok, chaos. Fan edits of Kim in OVO hoodies, Drake's old verses syncing too perfectly with her new IG captions. Comment sections filled with "coincidence" and "nah, he's been plotting this." Even the big gossip pages couldn't resist. The Shade Room, Poptings, Du Moi, all dropping side-by-side comparisons, then versus now, posts, and cryptic captions like, "Some things age too well." Each post, millions of views. Thousands of theories. Every emoji, every outfit, every subtle caption, dissected like clues in a true crime case. The internet was in full obsession mode. No one blinked. No one scrolled past. Because for the first time in a long time, it felt like celebrity history was happening live, right on the timeline. As of now, neither Drake nor Kim has confirmed or denied anything. No statement. No acknowledgement. Just silence, the loud kind that fuels speculation. But behind that silence, insiders say they're enjoying the attention. It's calculated. Controlled. They're letting the chaos do the marketing for them, playing the internet like a perfectly tuned instrument. Drake's camp keeps teasing, dropping whispers like breadcrumbs, new music is coming. His inner circle's been seen leaving late-night sessions, and fans swear one of the leaked tracks already has lines that sound way too personal. And Kim? She's reportedly putting the final touches on a major documentary deal. The theme? Reclaiming her story. Which, in Kim Kardashian language, usually means, she's about to flip the whole narrative, on her own terms, and on her own platform. Still, the question lingers. Was this love? Was this revenge? Or just a masterclass in public relations, the kind only two media titans could pull off? Because if those Italy photos were the soft launch, then what's coming next might not just break the internet, it could rewrite how celebrity power plays are done in 2025. But the real question remains, has the full truth even surfaced yet? Or are we still watching the trailer to something much bigger? Whatever the truth is, one thing's for sure, in Hollywood, silence speaks louder than statements. And when Drake and Kim go quiet, that's not retreat. That's strategy. They're not reacting, they're calculating. They're not hiding, they're building the suspense. Because in this game of fame, perception is power. Drake and Kim might be two players in a story bigger than both of them, a love story, a PR war, or maybe just a masterclass in how to own the narrative. While everyone else argues online, they're setting the next headline. If Italy was just the trailer, then the real movie hasn't even started. And trust me, when it drops, it's gonna break timelines, group chats, and maybe even a few hearts. Because in this world, one secret always leads to another. And no one, plays the long game like Drake and Kim. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because the next celebrity meltdown might be the one that changes everything.